Okay, so you have your lump of clay. The first step is to wedge it. Wedging removes any air bubbles. It also takes clay, like let's say you got some new clay and you had old clay in your bag from yesterday and you want to combine them. You want it to be homogeneous as much as possible so that there isn't air pockets, but also isn't dry with wet. We want it to all be the same consistency. So to wedge it, you're going to press it into the table a little bit and spin as you go. I'll show you from the side. So you're just kind of pressing. It's not super important since it's just a small amount that we're using today, but it's good practice. Always wedge your clay before you get started when you're combining old with new. Okay? Some of y'all got to see some of the exploded pieces in the kiln that we took out from other classes. What happens if there is a tiny little air bubble in here and we heat up that air? What does air do when it gets hot? It expands, right? So it would explode your piece. So that's why we're wedging, pressing it into the table. We're good. Okay. So it looks like a solid piece now. You can kind of shape it into a ball. You don't need to worry about, not a pancake, but a ball. Okay, that's good. So I saw one of you smash it into a pancake and then folded it. What did you just create in the middle of that bowl? An air bubble. All right, so re-wedge. You want it into a ball, not a pancake. Okay, solid ball. Okay, to start it, as your warm-up said, you're going to indent it with like your thumb and create the start of a hole, right? I just pushed in with my thumb. This clay is nice and moist and soft. And I created an indentation. All right, from there, I'm going to kind of go around in a circle and make that hole wider. I just keep turning it around in my hand so it doesn't get too thin in a spot and thick in another. If you have a thin wall on your bowl, you know, it might break, it might be brittle. You want consistent thickness throughout. I'm just slowly spinning it as I turn it. Notice I didn't put out any water. You don't need any. A lot of people overuse water, and then the surface dries at a different rate than the rest of your clay body. That's how you get cracks. There'll be different sizes. This is just for practice. We're going to finish these today. That's good. So try and even out the walls as much as possible. I'm going to push it down and kind of tap it on the surface here, and that'll create a nice flat level bottom. You don't want your bowl to like rock, right? You want it to sit nice and flat. So I just tap it gently, and all of a sudden now I have a flat bottom that's nice and level. Okay, and I can keep shaping. You don't want any piece thicker than your finger. If it's too thick, it increases the likelihood of an air bubble being in there. So make sure yours is level. That's something I'm going to grade you on. Okay, if you want to smooth out some cracks on the surface, as it stretches, it cracks. You'll notice that. You can just take your finger and smooth them out like I'm doing here. Okay, I'm also going to grade you on, does it look pretty round, symmetrical? Are your walls an even thickness? If you have nails, you might be noticing you're making little marks in there. You can fix those at the end. Smoothing them out. Okay, when you're completely done, and you can flip it over and turn it on its rim, it's strong enough to hold up, and check the sides for any cracks. Can y'all be quiet, please? I am recording, as I said before. If you restart too many times, it'll dry out and crack a lot. So don't mess up. Smoothing out everything. And just make sure you have a level bottom rather than a curved bottom. And then you're going to take at the very end, very end, I move faster than y'all, that's okay. You're going to sign it with your initials in the bottom. I'm just using a pencil, CB, and this is 4th period, so I'm going to put a 4. And then that's it, okay? We'll put them in the cabinets over here.